February the 10th will be your next report. When did you say your dip school is?
January 30th,
Okay.
the one in Fort
So
Smith.
that won't interfere with that. Okay. You're making progress. Thank you. Haley Blake, 23,760, Haley Blake.
Your Honor, I do not see her here today. She is compliant with outpatient though. We'll reach out to her and let her know that she missed her hearing.
Okay. All right, she has 7 days to get in before one voice.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Kyle Davidson, 23,764, Kyle Davidson. Okay, it's an ODI. This is his first review, and he hasn't appeared, he hasn't done anything on his case either. So he gets some work from out of here. Mandy Jo Hall, 24,116. Okay, it's a very good report, and you got a job, so looks like things are going well. Can you pay anything on your farm today?
I can Monday.
Okay. Well, your sobriety is the main thing, so I'm fine with that. You'll, you need to pay at some point.
Yeah.
Keep monitoring you. I'm going to set you for 1 month out for your next hearing, February 3rd. 9 o'clock. Good job.
Thank you.
Kenny Ingles. 24, 21, 36, 662, 663, 94, 546, 19, 847, 18, 517, 18, and 18, 12, 89.
He's doing well. He's compliant with all treatment recommendations. I apologize. I forgot to print the letter out, but I'll forward it to you in email.
Okay. All right, Mr. Ingles, I appreciate the suit. You look nice.
I appreciate the opportunity to wear it.
Okay. Well, that shows some respect. So,
You've been dealing with me for a long time, since my early 20s. And
yeah.
since this is your retirement year, I thought I'd do it upright for you.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, and this looks like a good start for you.
I'm glad to have the opportunity. You know, you didn't want to send me without an ankle monitor, but I kept my word.
You did. So keep working at it. This is a good opportunity for you, and I want you to take full advantage of it. I'm very happy to see you here today.
Thank you.
So we'll put you in a month out too. So make it February 3rd for your next hearing. Keep doing the right thing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Harold Moore, 23-12-59.
Your Honor, if I may, he came and spoke to me about his community service this morning. He's on home confinement in West Virginia.
Calvert County.
That's why he hasn't been able to do his community service. He did try to make a payment online this morning.
It keeps telling me when I type my name in, it says no matches found. I even had the other guy that was in there with you help me, and it's still saying no matches found. But 2 weeks ago, it let me make a $175 payment.
Okay, yeah, December the 16th, we can make a payment. Well, I don't know,
The lady in the clerk's office told me just wait till later on this evening and try it again and see. I try not to keep no cash. I've been sober for 16 months. I try not to keep cash in my pocket, so.
Okay,
I was in jail for 90 days. As you know, the last court date, we were waiting for Cabell County to bring an indictment back. I graduated rehab, and then they locked me up because the indictment came back. I was in jail for 90 days.
is that still pending, or?
No, I've been indicted. I had to find a residency in West Virginia before they would release me on home confinement, so I had to rent a house over there instead of coming home. I now have a residency over there. I didn't lose my job. I'm still sober. Everything's going good. I had to get paperwork from you guys proving that I have community service for Cabell County confinement before they'll let me do anything.
Okay. Well,
And I got that this morning.
We can furnish that to you. All right, February 3rd will be your next hearing, 9 o'clock.
All right, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Carolyn Rayburn.
Yeah, it's Slack too. You've got,
Okay.
yeah, it's all me. But my first name is spelled Carolyn, no E. My middle initial is E.
Okay.
Yeah, my last name is Slack, but I was on the docket twice today, so I just wanted to make sure.
All right, we'll need to amend the name.
We amended it last time, and I don't know if they didn't realize there was two separate ones and just fixed one, but still, yeah, my middle initial is E. There's no E on the end of Carolyn, though.
All right. Is Carolyn?
Yes, sir.
We'll take the E off.
My middle initial is
Some of
E,
the
yeah.
documents in the file are correct.
Yeah, okay. My middle initial is E, so I don't know if that was the confusion or what. I came in yesterday and paid on my fines, and I spoke to the guys over in community service. Would you allow me to come in like on Saturday and do a little bit of community service? So,
Sure, you can always work on Saturday.
okay, I'd like to have this paid off, yeah, by the next time.
All right, February 3rd, once you get things finished, you don't have to come back.
All right,
February 3rd, 9 o'clock. If you get it done before then, you don't have to be here.
all right, thank you.
You're welcome. Jose Rendon. Jose Rendon is not appeared to be a warrant for failure. Trenton Wells, 24/21/12. Is that Bethesda? Okay, it's a good report. Things you're working on there, but looks like you're going the right direction now. Anything you wish to say, Mr. Wells?
No, sir.
Okay. And he's not working, not allowed to work?
No, not yet.
All right. I'll set your next hearing for February 10th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. 9 o'clock, February 10th.
Your Honor, we're ready to go to Lawrence County Jail.
Okay, we have some hearings at the jail to do now.
State of Ohio versus James McClellan at the Lawrence County Jail, case numbers TRD 21-682, TRD 18-1168, TRD 16-3521, A and B. And Mark Wells is on deck.
All right, sir, you're James McClellan.
Yes.
Mr. McClellan, it's alleged that you missed a review hearing in this court on October the 4th, 24, and it was for driving under suspension. Driving under suspension. And driving under suspension. You got 3 driving under suspension cases. It's alleged you missed a review hearing for in October. Do you understand that allegation?
Yes.
Do you admit or deny the allegation that you missed your hearing?
I admit
Do you have an explanation as to why you missed?
No, I've been coming every court date. I haven't had a vehicle. My fiance's vehicle got impounded and I haven't had a ride.
Okay, how'd
I
you
guess
get
I
there?
could have called and rescheduled. What was it, last month?
It was
It
in
was not October.
October
Yes.
4th. Well, you need to know, and everybody needs to know, if you got a court hearing and you don't show up for it, you're gonna get a warrant.
Yeah, I understand that.
Okay, how'd you get arrested? You got any charges, or is this the only thing you got?
No, this is the only thing I've got. This is the only thing I've had to deal with for a long time now. It's been 11 years.
How long you been in jail?
Just since yesterday.
Are you still living in Ironton,
Yes, I'm in Ironton.
Campbell Drive?
No, I'm on, down here by, Susan Courts.
What's the name of, what's your address?
It's Susan Courts.
Do you have an address?
It's, 333 Susan Court.
Okay.
I was gonna start doing, how much, community service do I have left?
That's what I'm looking at. Your oldest case, you did all of it. You had 5 days and you did it. Your next oldest case, you got 5 days and you still owe that. And then your
Okay.
newest case, you have 3 days, so you've got a total of 8 days community
8 days
service.
left. All right,
And some fines to pay.
all right.
I mean, I don't like putting people in jail for driving under suspension because it's a non-violent thing.
I had some money to pay on fines, but I'm not there today.
But here's the thing, if you don't come to these review hearings, I don't have any choice but to issue a warrant for you. It's the only two I got to get you.
I'll make sure that it does not that it don't happen again, and I'll not be at court.
Yeah, you gotta figure out a way to get to court, get these things done, and then quit worrying about it.
Right.
Okay, I'll send you the time, sir, for not coming to your previous hearing.
All right.
I'll give you a month out, so the first Monday in February, you gotta be in court. February 3rd, 1 month from today, February 3rd, your next hearing. This is your only notice.
All right.
You gotta remember it, or you can always call the court, or if you got.
What was it again?
February 3rd,
February 3rd.
first Monday in February, of next
All right.
month.
I'll be there for sure.
You have a smartphone,
Yeah, I have a smartphone.
and you look up something on the internet.
All right.
Can
Do
you?
that.
Do you know how to do it? Do you know how to get on the internet from your phone?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, well, people act like they have no idea, like, well, I didn't know when my hearing was. Well, if you got a phone, you've got a computer in your pocket that will link to the computer here at this court, and you put your name in there, it'll pull your case up and it tells you when your next hearing date is. There's no excuse for missing your hearing date. And believe it or not, we still have phones
Right.
and a phone number that rings to the court, and you can call and say, when's my hearing date? I forgot. I prefer you just get your phone out, you can look it up yourself, but the clerks love to answer people's questions, so if you call and ask them, when's my hearing date, they're gonna tell you. And what happens if you don't show up? If you don't show up on February 3rd, what's gonna happen?
I'm going to jail.
Eventually, I'm gonna issue a warrant, it's gonna lay out there until you have police contact, and then you're gonna go to jail. So you're never gonna know. You're walking down the street. Are they gonna stop me now? When are they gonna stop me? Because they're gonna stop you at some point, and then you're gonna go to
This is the
jail.
last time, man. I'm done with this.
Okay, well, good. I hope so. I hope so.
I am.
Come to court when you're supposed to and get it done. February 3rd, is your next hearing, 9 o'clock.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome.
Municipal versus Mark Wells, case number TRC 20-2014 A, B, and C, CRA 2753, TRD 17-1273.
All right, Mr. Wells, you've got warrants for failure here for review hearing on an OVI conviction and another traffic matter that was a driving under suspension. So it's alleged you missed your hearing in July the 10th of 24.
Yes.
So you understand that? That's why you're in jail?
Yes.
Do you admit or deny you missed your hearing?
You want that?
Do you admit or do you deny that you missed your hearing in July?
I mean, I didn't have a ride to get there at the time.
Where are you living now?
I'm still in Nashville.
Well, I know you've been around the court system long enough that you know that if you don't come to court, you're going to get a warrant.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
And then you wandered over, it's a misdemeanor warrant, so we're not coming to Kentucky to get you. If you just stay in Kentucky, it'd be all good. But then you wander over here and get picked up and you go to jail. Right? Isn't that what happened?
I was on the job last night and I was in Palmer, so that's what happened. I was trying to get there to you. My birthday was today. I was planning on, coming to see you and get it over with.
Well, okay, let's see what you still on the first one, on the driving suspension, you just have fines. You don't owe any community service or anything. And on the second one, actually, you did your community service. So all you got is fines to pay.
Yeah, I almost got it back up, but I still have a little ways to go.
Yeah, just, you can pay them, get this done, and quit worrying about it. How long you been in jail?
Since last night.
Okay. Well, I'm looking at your file, you had done pretty good about coming to your hearings. So, I was thinking about making you stay all weekend, but I'm not going to, because I think this is the first time you've missed. So, I'll send you your time served, give you another hearing date, February 3rd, so first Monday in February is your next review hearing.
I'll be here. I appreciate it.
And if you don't show up, you understand you're going to get a warrant.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry about that.
Okay, just take care of it. I don't like putting people in jail, but it's the only thing I've got left. They took away the public stocks, so I'm not allowed to put you in the stocks out in front of the courthouse. And then pretty cheap punishment, but they don't allow that anymore, so you got to go to jail.
You said February 2nd?
3rd, first Monday of February. We have court on Mondays and Fridays. First Monday of February, you got to be in court.
Okay, I apologize for the course. I appreciate it.
All right, take care of business. You'll get out today.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Robert will finish this one.
Okay, that finishes up the deal. Everybody was good for the last few days. Okay, we've got some arraignments here. So, an arraignment is what lawyers and judges call the first appearance in court on a new case. Or if you got a warrant issued, will be called with the arraignments too. So, if you're here for that, when your name is called, ma'am, please have a seat while I'm talking. When I'm finished, then you can get up and leave. When your name's called, come up to the table to your right, stand there. I'm going to go over the charges with you. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. If you decide you're going to make statements, what you say is all on the record. It can be used against you. So the smart thing to do is talk to your lawyer, which that's privilege. But what you say in open court, it can be used. So probably the less said, the better. You have a right to have a lawyer appointed if you can't afford one. You have a right to have bail and to make the state prove any charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. If you enter a guilty plea or a no contest plea, you're waiving those rights I just explained, and you shouldn't do that if you don't really understand what's happening, if you're confused, if you don't know what to do, if you want a trial, if you want a lawyer. For any of those things I just said, you should enter a not guilty plea. Call the first case.
State of Ohio versus Hannah C. Pruitt, case number TRD 241147.
Ma'am, are you Hannah Pruitt?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is an older charge, but it looks like the allegation is you failed to come to court initially and got a capias and then got arrested on that.
Yes, sir.
The state's alleging on May 27th of 2024 at 12:23 a.m. in Fayette Township, you were driving a vehicle with a suspended license. That's a first-degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Do you understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand the rights you have?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to this charge?
No contest.
I couldn't understand what you said.
No contest.
No contest, that means I'm not fighting this, I'm not agreeing that I did it, but I'm not fighting it. And if the court believes the evidence the state says it has is enough legally for a conviction, you can find me guilty without a trial or lawyer.
I
You
understand.
that's what no contest means?
I understand. I had tickets because I was in a wreck that I had paid. I didn't pay them
Well,
completely.
wait a minute, you're getting ahead of me.
Yes, sir.
You understand what no contest means?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to read the officer's statement, and then if you want to make a statement, you can.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the only thing I've got is a printout from West Virginia that says status is Hannah Christina Pruitt. Date of birth December 19th. Huntington, West Virginia address. Status suspended. This information provided for law enforcement purposes only. Okay, that's it. That's all I have. Do you have any, now, do you have a statement you want to make?
Yes, sir. What had happened was I was in a really bad wreck. I had hydroplaned. It had taken the front and rear end off of my vehicle. Luckily, it was just myself. Nobody was hurt. No other vehicles involved. And they issued me a ticket for it. I wasn't able to appear. I had got that paid on the phone, but because of that, I've been issued several other tickets because the vehicle hasn't been repaired. I have my plate in my back window. One of my lights is busted that I'm working on because it doesn't have the back end. So I've been issued tickets for stuff like that. To my understanding, they just accumulated. I've been working on paying them off. I was unaware that my license was suspended. I never got notice, anything of that sorts. I'm not even aware of what state it was suspended through because I had a ticket in West Virginia and a couple through Ohio, because that's where I had wrecked, and I'd also had a ticket through Ohio prior. All of the tickets and whatnot are paid. They were paid very shortly after that. That's just.
Do you think
the
you're valid now?
What was that?
Do you think your license is valid now?
It should be. I don't see why it would it be. Every single ticket's
Well, we can
paid.
check it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Every
let's
single
see.
ticket's paid.
We'll check it to see whether it's valid or not now.
Yes, sir.
And we'll recall you.
And then I have confirmation of like payment on all those tickets, stuff like that, numbers and everything.
Can you write your social down?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
You want,
Yes, Your Honor.
your case will be recalled after we check to see the status of your license now.
Yes, sir.
Should this be valid in West Virginia or Ohio?
It should be West Virginia.
Yeah, it should.
State of Ohio versus James L. Fannin, case number TRC 242610, A and B.
All right, sir, are you James L. Fannin?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Fannin, the state's alleging that on December 27th at 7:55 p.m. in Perry Township, you were driving a vehicle while you were under the influence of either alcohol or drugs. and states allows you submitted to a urine screen, and those go to a lab for testing, but it takes several weeks to get the results, so I don't have any results today. So that's just to be your first violation if you're convicted. On a first offense under Ohio law, the maximum you face is 6 months in jail, $1,075 fine, and a 3-year license suspension. That's the most you can receive. There is a minimum on this charge. Most charges don't have a minimum, this one does. The minimum you can receive if you're convicted is 3 days in a treatment program, $375 fine, and a 6-month license suspension. You're also charged with having a headlight out, that's a minor misdemeanor, maximum penalty is $150 fine. And you're charged with speeding, driving 65 and 55, that's a, I don't know if that got entered. I'm only seeing an A and a B, but there is 3 charges, 3 tickets.
I only got this ticket. It doesn't even have speeding on it, so
There's in the file, there's a 3rd ticket for 66 and a 55. The clerk will have to enter that. Or what?
Can't do it from.
Well, I understand that. Okay, so you have 3 charges, including the speeding, which is also a minor misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is $150 fine. Okay, now these are separate incidents. Okay, I'm sorry. There's some other charges. This isn't his ticket. Okay, there's some other tickets in that file that don't belong to him. Okay, forget what I said about the speeding ticket. That wasn't yours. That was somebody else's that got stuck in the wrong file. So the only charge that I see you have is driving, operating a vehicle intoxicated, and the headlight charge. You understand those charges?
yes.
And you understand your rights?
Yep.
How do you wish to plead to these charges?
Let's say no contestant, no contestant or whatever it is.
Okay, well, here's the thing.
I don't
and,
know, really. I
I
think
know
I should.
people, we already had somebody plead no contest. That is the thing, you can plead no contest, but on a case like this, unless there was a wreck or something, it really doesn't make any difference. And here's the thing that's important about no contest. It's not an admission of guilt. So if you're going to get sued in a civil matter, like you hurt somebody, then that could be important, because if you enter a guilty plea, that's an admission that can be used against you in another case. But if that's not going to happen, it really doesn't make any difference.
Okay,
It's going to result in a guilty finding most of the time, so.
I'll just plead not guilty.
Okay. Yeah, remember, folks, what I said at the beginning. If you don't know what to do, if you're confused, not guilty is always the safest plea for you to enter.
Now, when I plead not guilty, is it for both charges, or do you do like separate one?
I would recommend, if you're going to enter not guilty plea,
Okay.
to enter not guilty as to both.
All right, that's fine.
Do you wish to be considered for a court-appointed lawyer?
Yes.
Are you working?
Not currently, no. I should be working after the 6th.
Okay, what do you normally do?
Direct.
And the reason I'm asking is, I have to determine your gross annual income. That's what our Supreme Court tells me I have to do before I can appoint you a lawyer. And then I have to plug you in on a chart as to what family size, and so that's why I'm asking these questions.
Okay. Direct support professional.
I'm
Direct support professional. I'm currently unemployed, but I'm starting the process after the 6th.
A support professional, I don't know what that is.
I take care of people. They're anywhere from the ages of 18 to 23, and they have autism and mental disability.
Are you paid by the hour in that work?
Yes.
How much per hour?
When I left, I'm going back, but when I left, it was $13.50.
Okay, do you have family you're supporting?
I got 2 kids, and I pay child support.
Okay, you're eligible for court-appointed counsel then. Mr. Stratton, I'm going to appoint you to represent Mr. Fanning. Since you appeared today on your own, I'm going to let you sign a signature bond. So what that means is you're guaranteeing your own appearance. You're saying, I promise to come to court, or I'll pay $1,000 as a penalty for not coming to court.
Yeah.
And you get a warrant. So just come to court, you won't have to pay some money.
Okay.
And then we need to figure out when the next hearing is going to be.
Yeah, so it's a urine test, so,
And this was, yeah, there is a urine screen, so
Yeah.
we're going to need to go out.
probably end of February, maybe beginning of March.
Yeah, I would say probably March 3rd.
March 3rd, that's good.
March the 3rd, but it'll take that long to get the test results back. That's why we're going so far out.
Okay.
March the 3rd will be your next hearing. And that's going to be a pretrial then at 10 o'clock. Not guilty plea is entered.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
You're
Step
welcome.
outside.
State of Ohio recalls Hannah C. Pruitt, case number TRD 241147.
All right, Ms. Pruitt, we checked and your license is still not valid, so you've
Okay.
got some work to do.
Okay,
So I'm going to give you the option. I can go ahead and sentence you today, and based on what I'm seeing, I would make you do some community service and pay a fine.
okay,
If you want to go get, with a suspended jail sentence, if you want to go get reinstated, get your license reinstated and come back and show me that, I'll just make you pay a fine.
How would I-
Community service.
I was told that after they were paid that it would be reinstated
Well,
regardless.
apparently you got bad
That's what I'm
information.
saying, so,
So here's what you need to
I
do.
can look into it,
Okay,
obviously, I just-
Here's what you need to do. It's up to you. I mean,
Yes,
it's
sir.
your driver's license.
yeah,
In West Virginia, it's called the Division of Motor Vehicles.
yeah, I can
They're in
contact.
Charleston.
Yeah,
They have a phone. You can call them and give them your name and information, say, I got a case in Ohio, and they're saying I'm still showing up as invalid.
for sure,
What's going on? What do I need to do to get my license reinstated? And they're gonna tell you,
yeah,
okay? And then come back and show me what you've done and that you're reinstated. Now, we're getting this information from the Ohio DMV, so maybe they just need, if you're already valid in West Virginia, maybe they haven't notified Ohio yet, but all the states have entered into what's called an interstate compact agreement where they all honor each other's suspension.
yeah,
So if West Virginia suspends you,
The other one is-
or if Ohio suspends you, it's gonna work across state lines.
yes, sir,
So, go do some work, get this reinstated and come, if you wanna do that, or I'll give you
yeah,
the
for sure,
community
I
service.
appreciate it, yeah,
Okay, let's go out about a month,
okay,
because it's gonna, and you need to start working on this
yeah.
soon. Don't wait until the day before your next court date. That's
No,
not
I
gonna
understand.
work. Are you working?
Yes, sir,
Okay. Court's on Mondays and Fridays usually unless there's a holiday. Which is better for you to come back?
Fridays.
Fridays are better?
Yes, sir,
Let's make it Valentine's Day,
yes, sir,
the 14th of February. So it gives you a little bit more than a month to take care of this.
yes, sir,
So I'm going to set it as a sentencing. I'm accepting your guilty plea. I'm going to delay sentencing February the 14th for sentencing, and I'm going to let you sign a signature bond
okay,
of $1,000. So just come to court when you're supposed to, and we're all good. If you don't come back, then I got to issue a warrant for you.
yes, sir,
Even if something goes wrong, you got to communicate with the court. You can't just blow it off,
Yes,
because
sir.
otherwise you're going to get a warrant. You understand that? If you need more time, come back and ask for more time.
yes, sir,
Any questions?
no, sir,
Okay, that's all.
thank you.
State of Ohio versus Philip D. Lewis II, case number TRC 250008, Indian City.
Alvin Lewis, 250008. And 25-3. And that's the most serious charge. And you are Alvin D. Lewis.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Lewis, the CRA case number 25-3 alleges that on December 31st in Union Township, you knowingly transported or had a loaded handgun in a motor vehicle, and at the time that you were transporting this, your blood or urine contain a concentration of alcohol that was prohibited by law. That makes it a felony, improper handling of a firearm in a motor vehicle, carries a maximum penalty of a year in jail, $2,500 fine. Then there's a traffic charge against you also. That's the 25-8 charge. It alleges December 31st at 2:15 a.m. in Rome Township. One alleges Union and one alleges Rome. Maybe that's correct. I don't know. But, I'm noticing the improper handling is in Union and the OVI is in Rome. That you were operating a vehicle while you were under the influence and refused to take tests. And you've got a bunch of priors, but it looks like they're all beyond the look-back period. So this would be considered, it appears to me, a first offense. Maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,075 fine, 3-year license suspension. Minimum penalty is 3 days in treatment, $375 fine, 6-month license suspension.
Your Honor.
Yes.
It's, there's a refusal and an additional within 20, so there would be an enhancement there.
Are they within 20?
I think one of them's within 20. Or maybe not.
I
Time
don't
flies.
think so.
Yeah, you're right.
The most recent was 2003, looks like. It's hard to believe, but it's been more than 20 years since 2003, but it has been. Okay, so you're also charged with not having a license. That's a unclassified misdemeanor. The maximum penalty is 5. There's no jail time. That's the good news. 500 hours community service, $1,000 fines, the maximum on that, and having some sort of light out on the rear of your vehicle, either the tail light or your license plate light. That's a minor misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is $150 fine. Okay, so you've got a total of 4 charges. Do you understand those 4 charges?
Yes, sir.
Do you have the money to hire a lawyer?
No, sir.
Are you working?
No, sir. Disability.
Social Security is your only income?
Yes.
Mr. Steyer, I'll appoint Mr. Steyer to represent you. Stay okay with signature bonds since he came in on his own?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm going to have you execute a $2,500 OR bond.
Yes, sir.
There's 1 felony and OVI charges, Mr. Steyer. When would you like to come back for the next?
What's the court's docket looking like in upcoming days? I'm here the 13th, 17th.
13th's not, but it's the least crowded of the dates coming up.
Let's go with the 13th then, Your Honor.
Do you wait any time?
I don't think there's any implication from that, if I can take a quick look. There's 15 days if he's not in jail.
Okay.
It's also within 10 anyway, but.
113 will be the next hearing for everything, preliminary hearing and pre-trials at 10 o'clock.
Okay. 113, 10 o'clock.
State of Ohio versus Trenton R. Moore, case number CRB 25-2.
Trenton Moore.
Sir, you're Trenton R. Moore,
Yes, sir.
and I'm assuming this is Ms. Stewart.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Moore, it's alleged that Fayette Township on January 1st You knowingly caused or tried to cause physical harm to Velvet Stewart, who's either a member of your family or lives in your household. That's a domestic violence charge. The maximum penalty for that is 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Do you understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand your rights?
Yes.
How do you plead?
Not guilty?
Do you wish to have a lawyer appointed to represent you?
Yes.
Are you working?
No.
You have no income? I'll appoint Attorney Roger Smith. Mr. Smith, is there any important? All right.
Yes.
This is Mr. Moore, Trenton Moore.
Yes, sir.
It's a domestic violence charge against him in one variety. Is Ms. Stewart one section? Okay, so for a pretrial,
How far out are we looking, Your Honor?
the 13th is not terrible yet, and after that, 24th or after.
I could do the 24th, 27th, or 31st. That'd be better for me.
Okay, let's do the 27th.
That'd be fine, Judge.
January 27th will be the next hearing date.
Did you post a bond?
For a pretrial at 10 o'clock. Mr. Moore has a bond up, so the bond is continued as posted. No protection order at the request of Ms. Stewart. Anything else that needs to be addressed?
Not this time. We have to defend it, Judge.
Nothing else from us, Your Honor.
January 27th, the next hearing date.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes. Before then, he gets you.
State of Ohio versus Michael Poe, case number CRD 25-1.
Oh, you did give me a call. Okay. Nice to meet you.
Michael Poe. Michael Poe.
Sir, are you Michael Poe?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Poe, it's alleged that Union Township, December 31st of this year, you purposely deprived Fruth of property without their consent. That's a first-degree misdemeanor theft offense, maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Do you understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
You understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to this charge?
It was an accident. I mean, I guess guilty. Don't need to waste the court's time.
Well, if it was an accident, that's actually a defense, because theft is a specific, this may be more information you want, but it is important. Theft is a specific intent offense. What does that mean? The state has to show you intended to take something. If, for instance, you go in a store and you put something on the bottom of a shopping cart and forget about it and push it out the door, that's not theft, because you did not intend to take that against the will of the owner. There has to be at least some evidence indicating this was intentional and purposeful. You understand that? So if it was an accident, then that's not a theft offense. So,
Just had a lot on my mind, wasn't thinking, and just forgot and walked out.
I'm going to enter a not guilty plea for you then.
Okay.
You have the money to hire a lawyer.
No.
You have a job.
Yes and no. Like, I do have a job, but we haven't been working because of the weather and
What do you usually do?
surveying, land surveying.
Okay. Are you a surveyor or are you a self-conveyed surveyor?
I am a surveyor, but
Okay, well, there's not very many of you guys around anymore, so
No.
I would think you'd be pretty busy. I have to determine your gross annual income. Do you know what you make in a year?
it's
You file an income
Probably.
tax return?
20 or so.
Okay. Do you have family you're supporting?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
I've got my sister's 2 children, and
They live with you or?
they live with me. One's autistic, and then I've got a son of my own and a girlfriend, fiance.
I'll appoint Mr., well, those don't count, but if you're family, I'll count those. I'm going to appoint Mr. Morford to represent you. And not guilty plea has been entered. He has posted a bond, so his bond's continued as he posted it. And Mr. Morford, I'm probably looking at the 27th of January or after that for the next hearing.
Judge, I have a trial that starts on the 27th in front of Judge Finley.
How about the 31st? Will you be finished by then? That's the Friday.
I'm here then.
Okay. January 31st will be the next hearing. It'll be a pretrial at 10 o'clock, not guilty plea.
Judge, I take that back. I looked at the wrong date. I've got a trial in front of Judge Ballard on the 31st.
All right, let's
I'm
go into
sorry.
February.
February, I think I'm done with jury trials for now. So I'm at your convenience.
So let's make it the 7th, February 7th.
I'm here then.
February 7th will be the next hearing, 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Put your phone number there.
State of Ohio versus Bradley Wells, case number CRD 25-4. And companion case, State of Ohio versus Shanna Wells, case number CRD 25-5.
Yes, you do.
She's got the other.
Well, yeah, both defendants.
So, ma'am, you're Shannon Wells, and sir, you're Bradley Wells.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like you both have charges of domestic violence filed against you. The charges allege that at Windsor Township on December 30th, you both knowingly caused or tried to cause physical harm. Well, okay, they are slightly different. So, for Mr. Wells, you're charged that you knowingly caused or tried to cause physical harm to Shannon Wells, who's a member of your family or household. So that's a first-degree misdemeanor domestic violence. The maximum penalty for that is 6 months in jail and a $1,000 fine. For Shannon Wells, you're charged with a fourth-degree misdemeanor, so it's a lesser charge. It's alleging that by threat of force, you caused Bradley Wells to believe you would cause imminent physical harm to him or a member of his family. So the maximum penalty for that is 30 days in jail, $250 fine. Do you each understand the charges against you?
Yes, sir.
And you were here when I explained the rights that defendants have?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you have any questions about your rights?
No.
How do you wish to plead, both of you? How do you
Not
wish-
guilty.
Not guilty.
Both not guilty? Do you want lawyers appointed?
I don't.
What about you, Mr. Wells?
Probably.
You have a job?
No. I
Yeah,
stay
no
home with the
income.
kids. No.
I'll appoint Attorney Tyler Smith to represent you. Not guilty plea is entered for both of you. And Ms. Wells, do you have a lawyer already?
I don't, but
You're
I
gonna hire
probably
one?
make too much to get a lawyer.
Okay. So let's decide, what kind of time frame it's going to take you to hire a lawyer. You're going to be hiring a lawyer.
Yeah, depending on what happens today, yes.
Okay. Well, it looks like the cases are going forward. I'm not hearing anybody saying anything differently.
We would make a suggestion perhaps that
Okay.
there might be a way to, both parties were in agreement, and I don't know whether they intend to stay together or whether they have separate places to live or whether they want to be together. But if they would agree that there be no further problems for the next 90 days, then we would be agreeable to dismissing the charges upon the payment of at least one court cost if both of them were in agreement with working it out that way.
Fine with me.
I'm in agreement.
Okay.
So we need to know if they need protection orders.
No.
Okay, you have the right to have an order that the other one stay away from you. So it sounds like, I think you both said neither one of you want a protection order. Is that right?
No, sir.
Okay. So no protection orders. We're going to go 3 months out. If you don't have any problems that come up in that time frame, then the cases will be dismissed upon payment of one court cost. And since Ms. Wells, it looks like you're the one working, I'm assuming you're going to pay the court cost?
I'll pay whatever.
That'll be a lot cheaper than hiring a lawyer.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do that. We'll set a date out. I'll make it April the 4th. If there's no further problems and the costs are paid, you don't have to appear.
Okay.
Just pay the court costs in advance. As long as there's been no reported problems, case will be dismissed.
And we're going to need time waiver from each of them also.
You have a right to make the state bring this case to trial before that April 4th date. But under the situation where it's going to get dismissed, you're agreeing to waive your time constraints. Do you understand that as well?
Yes.
And you agree with that?
Yes.
So does
The wait-
Mr. Wells?
Yes, it'll be waiver.
All right. So April the 4th will be the next hearing. Pay the court costs by then and don't have any further problems, and it's going to get dismissed.
Yeah, you can mark out the attorney.
Appreciate it. All right, that's it.
State of Ohio versus Amanda Hicks, case number TRD 12-1804, CRB 12-456A and B, CRB 08-162.
I needed to be seen. Yes.
You need
I couldn't get off work, so that's why I came in today.
to have a report.
Oh, no, I forgot. I paid $20 over the fine. I'm still doing good, still in the program. See, like the bird.
Write it up.
All right, Amanda Hicks is here. Mr. Morford is her attorney. This is for, is there a mishearing?
Your Honor, she came in this morning and asked to be added to the docket. She couldn't get off.
Oh, it's set for Friday.
Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
She has work on Monday, Judge, so she didn't want to miss and asked to be added to today's docket.
Okay.
She does not have a report from Hawk, but she says she's doing well, clean and compliant.
She did pay $20. All right, and I'm desperately want to believe that. I'm going to have you do a urine screen since we don't have a report, so we can do a urine screen. We'll recall it.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Michael S. Nemeth, case number TRC 2516 A and B.
Sir, you Michael Nemeth?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Nemeth, it's alleged that Erie Township on December 30th, 2024, at 8:52 a.m., you were operating a vehicle while you were under the influence of either alcohol or drugs, or a combination of those things. The state's saying you submitted to a urine screen, so that takes several weeks to get the results. This is alleged to be your first offense. On first offense, the maximum is 6 months in jail, $1,075 fine, 3-year license suspension. There is a minimum. The minimum is, if you're found guilty, 3 days in treatment, $375 fine, 6-month license suspension. You understand that charge and the possible penalties?
Yes, Your Honor.
You got one other charge. It's a speeding offense. State's alleged you were driving 75 in a 55 zone. That's not jailable. Maximum penalty is $150 fine. So those are the 2 charges. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any questions before you enter a plea?
No, Your Honor.
What plea do you wish to enter?
Not guilty.
Do you wish to be considered for a court-appointed lawyer?
No, make too much money.
You gotta hire a lawyer then, or wait and see? You can wait and see what your
Yeah.
results are. Because it's going to take a while to get those back, and you don't have a suspension while that's pending. So it's about 10 weeks before we're getting results on the urine screens. So I'm going to set it for March the 3rd. That's a Monday. I can set it for a Friday. For Fridays.
It doesn't make a difference. I can make it happen either way.
All right, we'll make it March 3rd then. March the 3rd. 25 will be a pre-trial at 10 o'clock. We'll be looking for the results of the urine test then. I'm going to put down that you will hire counsel. Did you post a bond?
No, I didn't do anything.
All right, I'll let you sign a signature bond then. So you can sign a $1,000 signature bond. Do you understand what that means?
Yes, sir. If I don't appear, I'm going to pay $1,000.
Then you'll be ordered to pay the money and a warrant. Just come to court, you don't have to pay the money or get a warrant. Just show up when you're supposed to.
I understand, Your Honor.
Any questions, Mr. Neiman?
No, Your Honor.
March 3rd, 10 o'clock, your next meeting.
Good. I'll put it in my smartphone. All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Amanda Henson, case number CRB 256 A and B. And companion case, State of Ohio versus Tessa Curry, case number CRB 257 A and B.
Are you Amanda Henson?
Okay, and which one, you or Ms. Henson?
Yes, I'm Miss Hudson.
Amanda Henson? Okay, your case number is 25-6. And then this is Tessa Curry. And that case number is 25-7. So, Ms. Henson, you have 2 charges against you. 6A alleges January 2nd in Fayette Township at the Walmart, you purposely tried to defraud them of property without their consent. It's a first-degree misdemeanor theft charge, maximum penalty 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. And then they've also, the state charged a criminal trespass charge against you, alleging that same time and place, you didn't have the right to be in the Walmart store and trespass there. So that's a 4th-degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 30 days in jail, $250 fine. Do you understand those charges?
Yes.
Do you understand your rights?
Yes.
How do you plead to those charges?
Not guilty.
Okay, let's go to Ms. Curry. And it looks like you've got the same charges. Ms. Curry, that on January 2nd, Fayette Township, you purposely tried to deprive Walmart property without the consent, been charged with a first-degree misdemeanor theft offense, maximum penalty 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine, and in the B case that you went in on the premises of Walmart without their consent and yet didn't have a right to be there. So that's a criminal trespassing charge, maximum penalty 30 days in jail, $250 fine. Do you understand those charges?
Yes,
And you understand your rights?
yes, sir.
How do you plead to your charges?
Not guilty.
Do you each want lawyers appointed?
Yes. Yes.
Do either of you have a job?
No, I'm unemployed. I have disability SSI.
Okay. And Ms. Henson, what did you say, you're getting unemployment or?
Yeah. No, I'm unemployed.
Unemployed, okay. You're not getting any benefits right now? You have no income coming in?
No.
All right. Mr. Stratton, I'm going to appoint you to represent Ms. Henson. And this one. I'll appoint Mr. Morford to represent Ms. Curry. Not guilty pleas are entered. For both. I believe there's bonds, yeah, there's bonds out for both, so the bonds are continued that they posted previously. So then we need to decide on hearing dates. So we're looking for hearing dates. For January or after. I think Mr. Morford's busy that day.
Yes, Your Honor.
So it's February. Sometime in February, what's good?
I think Judge Bentley's trying to kill me this month.
Okay.
It's a busy month.
Hopefully that doesn't happen.
How about
Thank you.
February 7th, Your Honor? Would that work?
Mr. Morford?
Yes, Your Honor, we set another one for me then.
All right, February 7th will be pre-trials in both these cases at 10 o'clock.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Okay, that finishes the arraignments we have. We're ready to start the pre-trial docket. We need the lawyers and their clients who want their cases heard in the courtroom. Oh, Mr. Reach is here, so call his case.
State of Ohio versus Roland W. Highland, case number CRB 24647.
All right, this is set for pretrial today on Mr. Highland's case.
Your Honor, Mr. Hield and I had a chance to discuss this case today. We're going to ask the court to allow some time to pass, allow us to come back on February 14th. We hope to be able to resolve the case on that date. If not, we'll schedule going forward from there, Your Honor. If I may approach, we have an entry.
Okay, yes.
And Your Honor, we're going to subpoena the alleged victim in this to make sure we've had efforts at contact, but they've missed each other.
Okay.
So we want to make sure to see if we can't conclude things on the 14th.
All right, case is continued to February 14th. The state will make every effort to get its complaining party here for that hearing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Amanda Hicks, case number PRD 12-1804, PRD 12-456A, and Roberts.
Okay, it's acceptable.
And I've came down on my methadone, 90-some milligrams.
Where you are now? Or?
I'm on a taper. I'm on 60.
Okay.
Yeah.
What, are you gonna switch to Suboxone or go on?
Hopefully I just want to come off of this. Maybe Vivitrol shot after that for a little while, but I'm hoping to stay off of it. Yep.
All right, how's Haley and your grandkids?
The grandkids are amazing. Haley's actually here. She has a hearing right after me.
Okay.
We've been doing good. Everything's been doing a lot better.
Great. Glad to hear that.
Yes. And the babies, we had an amazing Christmas.
Good.
So, thank you.
Glad things are going well. Okay, let's set it February 14th, your next hearing.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Leslie A. Hammond, case number CRD 24777.
Mr. Smith's case. Second reading.
Oh, yes, good, Instead of seeing you on TV. You're doing well now, you got your message.
Yes, yes, sir. I actually have a letter from my
Okay.
psychiatrist.
Judge, if I may approach, there's a letter.
It's nice to meet you in person.
Well, I think I saw you in video, but not actually.
I'm doing
the
much
same
better
way.
now.
Good. Glad to hear that. Is this my copy or?
Mary?
Yes, he can have that copy.
We can make a copy if you want.
No, I have another one in my car.
All right.
I'm very prepared.
Is Mary Massey here?
She's not here right now, she's at work on the road.
Is she coming?
I don't believe she'll be able to make it today.
Right, the state has seen the report from KDMC.
Yes, Your Honor. And, well, that's what we wanted to begin with. Now, we're going to need to consult more with our alleged victim in this matter going forward, but we want Ms. Hammond to continue on getting her treatment, staying on her
Yes, sir.
meds, making sure she
Yes,
doesn't have
sir.
any problems.
Judge, I agree, if we could get a comeback date and monitor since we're just getting involved in this, we're just started.
Okay.
May I add something?
Why don't you talk with
Oh.
Mr. Smith, because it's privileged then.
Oh.
You blurted out something on the record, it's on the record.
Yes, sir.
Just want a date to come back. Write this down, okay?
Oh,
That anything that you want to put on the record?
No, Judge, we're going to speak after today, and then we just need to come back.
Well, I'm looking toward the end of January. How about the 27th?
Yes, Judge.
That's good.
Yes, January 27th.
Okay. So January 27th at 10 a.m.
Next hearing will be January 27th for pretrial 10 o'clock.
Get a good report.
Okay, yes, sir. Is there anything else I need to be doing right now? So there is nothing.
State of Ohio versus Thomas Lewis, case number CRB 24751, CRB 24791. Thomas Lewis.
Smith's case,
We're supposed to set the trial date for this. We've had a couple of pre-trials, we seem to be stuck. I think at this point, we just set a bench trial date. We've been here a couple, 3 times, and we're not making any progress towards a resolution.
okay, and both matters we heard at the same time?
I believe so, Judge. And Judge, he's asking if we could do it Monday so he doesn't have to miss work. I'm here February 3rd, is that a Monday?
Yes.
Can we do February 3rd?
See
That suits us.
It's a month out.
All right, we'll set it February 3rd at noon for a trial on both files.
Thank you, Judge.
State of Ohio versus Paul Snavely, case number CRB 24318.
But I'm not ready to do treatment yet, we'll probably get another date to come back if you're still. Okay. Judge, he was just telling me he's supposed to graduate on the 1st, but he's still in treatment, so I assume it's a good report. We probably need to come back again. Is that right? He did.
Yes, he's supposed to graduate treatment on the 1st, but he wants to stay in the program because he's still trying to find his own place and things like that. He needs our assistance.
Okay.
Yes, already given to him.
What is the state's position?
We're okay with having him stay in there and complete his treatment.
Okay.
Yeah, just the one I have stated the 7th, but I'm assuming it's a good report. He's voluntarily wanting, and you're willing to have him stay there?
Yes, yes, sir.
Judge, I don't object to coming back, let him stay, try to find housing.
Housing is the only reason he's still in treatment.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's
Judge.
looking for that.
February 3rd is fine.
February 3rd will be the next game.
February 3rd at 10.
10 o'clock for food truck.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Brian T. McCann, case number CRB 24804.
There's a co-defendant, Your Honor, Karen Roberts.
Kathy Roberts?
Kathy Roberts, I'm sorry, I misspoke.
State of Ohio versus Kathy Roberts, case number CRB 249.
I didn't want to prosecute him. Okay, so. If you don't want to, just continue that.
I'm sorry. We're going to move 9-day continuance, and with no further problems, dismissal upon one payment of court costs. Did you discuss that? As long as one other day you pays the court cost, you know we're going to want to do that.
$50.
Did you do that?
Your Honor, I think we have this one figured out. The state has indicated that if there's if we go do a 90-day continuance with no further court costs, but upon payments of one set of costs, the state would agree to dismissal against both. And Mr. Smith's client has stated he'd be willing to pay the costs.
That's correct, Judge. He's willing to pay the cost at the end of 90 days, assuming there's no further incidents, and I don't think there's going to be.
And I don't believe there are protective orders in place in this matter.
There is, actually.
Oh, are there?
We don't want it.
Okay.
So you want those withdrawn?
My client's asking to have it withdrawn.
Same, Judge.
All right, was protection orders on this date are withdrawn. Ask to vote.
The only bad date I have in March, Judge, is the 14th, as far as a comeback date.
We just said March 3rd.
I'm available the 3rd.
I'm available the 3rd.
Okay, since there's no protection order, I won't require them to come back as long as there's no further problems and the costs are paid on Mr. McCann's case. That's agreeable.
That'd be agreeable, Your Honor.
Yes, Judge.
State of Ohio versus Michael Tilly Jr., case number CRP 24437.
This is Mr. Stratton's case. I have I did a urine screen this morning. Have you seen it?
I have not seen it.
Good.
Good?
Acceptable. Well, let's just say acceptable.
Okay.
Case number is 24437.
So he does have an appointment with PATH on the 7th? On the 7th, which is what we wanted.
Okay.
So we can come back.
Come back after that?
Yeah.
The 13th?
13th's a bad day for me, Your Honor.
Okay.
Maybe at following.
24th?
Yes, 24th.
January 24th will be the next hearing, pre-trial. We'll be looking for a report from Pat.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yep, all right, you could.
I appreciate it, sir. You have a good day.
You too.
State of Ohio versus Darrell W. McFan, case number CRP 24586.
Mr. Stratton's case set for pre-trial.
Give me a second. Well, hopefully we'll have it resolved today.
Let's do a 90-day continuance. Well, I know, let's just make sure that everything's okay, and we'll dismiss it with the court costs. There's no problems.
He wants to do, okay. Yeah, we'll do that. Your Honor, we'll set it out 3 months. If there's no problems, dismiss with court calls.
State's good.
Yes, Your Honor, well, we have Mr. Jones here, the young Mr. Jones, who's the alleged victim in this matter. They're still living in the same household, and he and his mother say that there have not been any further problems. We want to encourage there to be no further problems going forward. So we're in agreement with moving the case out about 90 days and dismiss the charges with the payment of court costs if there aren't any further problems.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so we set it for March 3rd. If there's been no further problems reported and the costs are paid, the case will be dismissed.
Right, March 3rd. Right.
State of Ohio versus Jermaine L. Smith, case number CRP 24380. Jermaine L. Smith.
Your Honor, I've looked for Mr. Smith a few times this morning. He has not checked in on the check-in sheet, and I haven't been able to find him, so I don't know where he is. I do have contact with him in general, so I would ask if we could maybe enter a brief continuance rather than going immediately to a warrant.
Isn't this the wide receiver for Ohio State?
Not currently.
It's his brother.
Okay.
That's his brother.
Smith?
Jeremiah and Jermaine, brothers.
Okay, well, he's got 7 days to get in here before a warrant was.
Your Honor, I'm not gonna be here on the 10th in case he does show up. Would it be possible to just do a continuance of the 13th, allow me to try to get him in here, and then if he's not in at that point, let the warrant issue?
Mr. Hill.
How long do you want to move it?
Just move it to the 10th, to the 13th, so that I can, because I'm not gonna be here the 10th, so if he does show up, it's just gonna cause confusion.
My notes on him at the very first pretrial was he's on some sort of federal probation.
He is, and he comes in from Michigan, I believe, if I'm not confusing him with somebody else.
Okay.
I think I am confusing him with somebody else, but he is on probation.
On defendant's request, I'll continue it to January 13th.
Thank you.
So we got to watch for that person. It's not done yet.
State of Ohio versus Heather Prager, case number CRB 24104.
Your Honor, if I may, I have a note that, Ms. Traeger's ankle monitor is not recommended to come off, and she needs to abide by the rules for the ankle monitor.
So there's been some recent reported problems.
That's just a report I received.
Okay, her report from hometown was pretty good.
Yeah, still ups and downs, but she's getting better.
Okay.
Your Honor, could I speak on my behalf, please?
Yeah. You might want to run through your lawyer. Remember what I said. Everything you say here is on the record. You tell him it's not on the record. It can't be used against you.
I don't have any problem with what she wants to tell you, Judge. It's sort of lengthy, but
Okay.
I don't have a problem with it.
Your Honor, I am writing to ask that my ankle monitor be removed. I know in the past I've left treatment, but if given the chance to prove myself, I will not prove you wrong. Since being in treatment, I have maintained 94 days of sobriety. My last court date, I have started working community service to pay off my fine. I am working toward obtaining my adult diploma, and I have a job waiting on me.
Are you able to hear her, Judge?
Yeah, pretty much.
Would you rather have a piece of paper?
I can just, if you're going to read it to me, I can just read it myself.
Okay.
Approach.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you for your letter, and it's very heartfelt, but I'm going to deny it at this point. But I'm going to bring you back pretty quick, and let's see. At some point, I'm going to take it off. You're going to have the chance to sink or swim on your own, but it's not been recommended to be removed yet, so I'm going to go with that. How about the 17th? That's 2 weeks, Mr. Wolfer. Are you available then?
Let me check real quick, Judge. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I'll revisit this in 2 weeks on the 17th. Okay. I want to encourage you too to say I agree, you're doing well, but there's history here, so let's make sure that this is going to work. So we'll see you in 2 weeks. Keep doing what you're doing.
Your Honor, just for the record, she has been in community service also.
There you go. Good.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thanks, Judge.
State of Ohio versus Bobby Joe Hoffman, case number CRA 24609.
Okay, it's a pretty good report. Still being worked on. So what I would suggest is continuing to monitor. Here's the felony. Is that agreeable?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
We've waived time.
February 14th.
I'm here then.
February 14th will be the next hearing. I'm here at 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Nahala Turner, case number CRB 24822. Nahala Turner.
Mr. Morford's case.
Can I go back out there and hold my papers?
What papers are you talking about?
Proof that I'm getting the therapy and counseling.
Yes, you're gonna need those.
Your eyes are right. Everything's good. That's good.
This is for my next appointment for the psychiatry. I ended up being able to go yesterday. I worked some things around. I was able to go before I got a new prescription for medicine. I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder or something. I don't know. This right here also, that's just directions to, I think, that is signed by Dr. Jude at Marshall.
Judge, I've got 3 documents for you. The first one, if you want a copy for the file, I'll have to make a copy.
Stabilizer. Did she go to the appointment yesterday? Yesterday, she.
Yeah, they were able to work some things around. I tried to go back in 2 weeks, but they didn't have an appointment for like 6 weeks out. Or 7 however many weeks that is.
She needs to follow through.
This is yours. This is what happens to have. You would go back in 2 weeks.
I wanted to, but they don't have anything until February 27th. I'm not sure how many weeks that is. I think it's like 6 or 7. That's a lot.
state satisfied with the efforts that's been made, or?
Yes, Your Honor, and that is with the consultation of Mr. Delp, who says that things are going smoothly at home, and he agrees with us that we want to make sure that she continues and follows through with her treatment and has a period of stability so that we know that there aren't going to be any further problems. We could look at dismissing this charge at a later date if we don't have any problems and she does well and does what she needs to do and follow through with her treatment.
And as her next appointment is in February, I believe, is that right? What is that date?
February 27th at 2:30 PM.
January 27th, Your Honor.
No, February 27th, 2025 at 2:30
February.
PM.
Time for new glasses.
All right, well, does the state want to continue after that, or is that, and you're not seeing anybody else medically until February 27th?
No, they told me if I feel anything, I can call before then. I actually requested an appointment in 2 weeks, not this far out, but they don't have anything with that psychiatrist. I think I'm gonna go ahead and call anyways in 2 weeks and see somebody else for the time being. Until then, no, I don't have another appointment.
Okay, was this a new relationship, or had you been seeing this person before?
I've not seen them before, not until yesterday.
Were you under the care of any physician before this?
I was seeing Anna Gibson at, what's it called? Cabell Family Medical Center in Proctorville. I see her sometimes. I haven't really had much care since I had my daughter in March. I usually just call if needed, but since my 6-week postpartum checkup, it's nothing really.
Okay, what's the state's position?
Well, we want to make sure that she stays healthy, and she's got a baby to raise, and so we're encouraging her to continue to do these things. There was an indication, that there was alcohol involved in this incident, and I guess we would feel maybe a little more secure in this if we knew that she was seeing somebody more frequently.
Yeah.
So an alcohol counselor, I think, would be beneficial, along with what she's doing for mental health, which we also encourage.
I requested to see somebody. I requested to send me somewhere for alcohol, but they told me to wait
And
until the
are you
medicine
living
gets
in
in.
Proctorville, Ms. Turner? Where
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have a Ohio medical card?
I do not.
How do you pay?
Oh, Ohio insurance, you're saying?
Ohio Medicaid?
Yes, I have that.
Yeah. We have a facility that you can, as far as I know, you can walk in and get an appointment that I think could be appropriate here, very close to the court. Path, Chesapeake Plaza. And that would be pretty accessible for you living in Barkerville.
With the Dollar Tree and stuff.
I would feel better if I knew you were seeing someone before February 27th.
I can call him, I can ask him to give me a new psychiatrist.
She's going to call as soon as she's finished in court, Judge, and see if she can get in the path.
Fill in the date.
Okay, write this down, here's the phone number. 740-340-1602.
1632,
1602.
1602.
And it's
Thank you,
0.8
Judge.
miles from here. It's less than a mile from here.
Where is that, Your Honor?
Path. And as they'll accept Ohio Medicaid. Okay, I think we should come back, well, before the February 27th date. What's yours? I'd like to do it toward the end of January this year. What's your schedule?
Would the 24th be acceptable?
Yes.
That's my son's birthday. That's my son's birthday.
January 24th, for the pre-trial, 10 o'clock.
Be 10 o'clock.
And Ms. Turner, I would recommend you can call, but you can stop there. You're going back to Proctorville, it's going to be on the left in the plaza, across from, where this is it Sitco, directly across from there on the left. You should be able to walk in and they can start the process of getting you some help.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
This is your okay, if you want to talk to me, you have to do it outside.
State of Ohio versus Dustin Martin, case number CRB 24782. Dustin Martin.
Bush.
All right, you're Mr. Barton. Do you have a lawyer today, Mr. Barton?
What?
Lawyer.
No.
This is the first pre-trial. Is Ms. Stewart here today? Yes. You want to come out and talk to the prosecutor, please?
So what's going on here?
Nothing. No. No, he has his own.
I think you talked with Jasmine.
Yeah, this is just a one-time thing. He's never before, and I don't testify against him.
Okay.
We just prefer to get it done.
What I think I'm going to do is just hold on to it or dismiss it
And I
later.
didn't order no protection order either. But he hasn't talked. I haven't heard anything, so.
Okay. All right. We'll come back on a
Okay.
later date.
Have you read the affidavit, Mr. Stewart?
Yes, Your Honor. So, Your Honor, Ms. Stewart was here and spoke with me briefly, and she stated in no uncertain terms that she doesn't wish to cooperate in any way whatsoever. Well, it's still the state's charge, and we still have a way to pursue this. But what we would suggest under the circumstances is if Mr. Barton would agree to allow about 90 days to expire, and if there aren't any further problems, at the end of that 90 days, we would dismiss the charges. And if he's willing to do that, we would need a time waiver.
I'm not sure I'm agreeable with that.
Okay.
This is one of the typical situations where you got somebody that's Cal as the victim, and you're gonna make her come in and say, yeah, I want to prosecute him. This is the bully, from what I'm seeing in the affidavit.
Understandable.
So I'm not agreeing to dismiss it, so you need to get a lawyer. Are you gonna get a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
When can you have one?
Probably be a few months. I mean, I'm barely getting by.
It's not gonna be a few months. Do you have a job?
Yeah.
Where do you work?
It's called Thunder and Beverage in Huntington.
Are you paid by the hour or do you have a salary?
By the hour.
How much per hour?
$22.50.
How many hours a week?
40.
Do you have children you're supporting?
No.
Okay, you're a single person.
Yeah.
So you're making about $46,000 a year gross, right?
Yeah, before taxes.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to get a lawyer, or I'm just gonna set it for a trial, and I'll hear the case, so you can defend yourself.
Okay.
You would rather do that?
I'd rather get a lawyer.
Okay, well, let's get one. I'll set it for the 31st for a pretrial. The only way I would agree to dismiss it in a time frame in the future is if you got some counseling and maybe go with your mother. But from what I'm seeing this affidavit, this is a pretty terrible situation. And I'm not gonna let it just go forward without there being some changes. All right, January 31st is your next pretrial at 10 o'clock. I'm gonna set it for trial then if you don't have a lawyer. Any questions?
No, sir.
No retaliation against your mother either. Next hearing, January 31st, 10 a.m. You're free to.
State of Ohio versus Chelsea N. Hankins, case number CRA 24801 A and B.
The workers' case. Okay, I've reviewed the report that was faxed to me, or email, texted to me. And she's on, some sort of program with Common Police Court Judge Ballard also.
Yes, they were in an email, and where Major's not here today, but they also got sent to her probation officer there, Maddie.
Okay. represents you in common police court? Mr. Morford?
Yes.
Mr. Morford is representing you there also?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Judge.
I asked who is representing, she has a case in common pleas, and I understand you are her lawyer there too.
Yes, Judge, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
That's what I wanted to make sure of. And so, what's the facility, what do you wish to do about this?
They are going to pick it up on the 22nd. I think it's when she goes back to see Judge Butler. And they're going to work something out then. I'm not sure what they're going to do at this time.
Okay. Is she going to be prescribed buprenorphine?
Have you seen the doctor? Okay, yeah, she's already seen the doctor and she has prescribed it now.
Okay.
I was prescribed it for
So you're willing to keep her then?
Yes, sir.
Well, we're okay with her continuing on as long as the agency's agreeable to that, and we'll just need a...
She's seeing Judge Ballard on the 22nd, it sounds like. And Mr. Morford's not going to be available for probably February 3rd. Yeah. Let's come back on February 3rd here. Okay, it's very important that you stay compliant because you got a case in front of Judge Ballard, and this case you got here is also a felony. So, worst case scenario, this could get sent to the grand jury and then you have 2 felonies down in common police court. We don't want that. So, do what you need to do to get good reports.
Yes, sir. What time on February 3rd?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
Thank you.
Thanks, Judge. She does look considerably better, Judge, than the first time we saw her. And she's got a smile on her face for the first time.
Yeah, keep working.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Austin T. Hawthorne, case number CRA 2357, CRB 2358, CRB 2843, TRC 191305 A and D, CRB 19393. Austin Hawthorne.
Now, Hawthorne is on teleconference. Herb is here in person from council.
He's good. Sorry, I don't have anything on paper. Your Honor, we're doing everything as it should be.
Okay, very good. I don't want to jinx things, but I would say this is the best Austin's done for quite a while. Good job. Let's come back in 6 weeks or so. That's Valentine's Day, February 14th.
Good here, Judge.
Good job, Austin. We'll see you in 6 weeks. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Thank you, Your Honor.
14th, February 14th.
State of Ohio versus Jordan T. Henson, case number CRA 24696, A, B, and C.
Mr. Tyler Smith's case, one major.
He's doing much better, they said. They sent me a report today. I did speak to his counselor this morning. He's been attending his appointments and all that good stuff.
Okay, I think we we need to get a urine screen today.
We can do that, Your Honor, and then I was gonna let you know, I did speak with his counselor this morning, and she said that he's been doing much better about attending his appointments and things like that. They have not been doing urine screenings, so I asked them to start doing more of those on him over there, because he's only doing mental health counseling, so.
Well, my counseling has been changed as of yesterday. Instead of bi-weekly, it's now weekly.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind to take a drug test. I don't care to take one every week if you want.
The urine screen will recall it after we get the results.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Adam C. Sloan, case number CRA 24-800, A and B.
Mr. Steyer's case.
Your Honor, Mr. Sloan is here. I didn't hear earlier. I apologize. Sloan?
Okay, we'll recall.
Your Honor, he was here. I apologize. I just had this matter recalled.
We'll recall.
I didn't see him immediately. I don't miss our ground.
State of Ohio versus Haley Early, case number CRB 2480.
Mr. Morford's case.
How's the kids?
We're good. Nobody was out.
Mr. Morford, would you?
Yeah, it's my drug screen. That's about 30.
Okay.
Have you seen the results?
No, no.
I just took a drug screen yesterday at 3:30, and I've been with Mom ever since, so I brought proof of that in, because yeah, there's no way. Like, I'll take a blood test or anything, like.
Can we have OEP, can they test her?
I could probably go in. Yeah, we can have them do that and have them send it off to the lab.
It's not a big deal.
I really haven't. I just took my drug screen yesterday. I hit overnight.
Judge Capper has really
Come back in 2 weeks.
cut it.
And you're gonna get screened for sure, and I want her to watch when she gives us the screen. January 17th will be the next hearing. She should be screened between now and then by OEP. Okay.
I go back, I think, Wednesday.
You want me to have her go over today and take the screen? That way we can have it sent off? We can do that. That way we can just kind of confirm everything.
Let's do that today.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio recalls Adam C. Sloan, case number CRA 24-800, A and B.
Your Honor, she said that she needs that letter back.
Okay, we'll get copies.
We'll get copies and
Yeah.
get it back to you. Thank you.
All right, this is Mr. Steyer's case.
Your Honor, Mr. Sloan is here. Amended reads.
Your Honor, he came in with us yesterday and did an assessment and is going to be beginning services with us.
Okay. Outpatient, inpatient?
I believe that he was assessed at an outpatient level.
Well, we'd ask then, Your Honor, and this is there's an F4 and F5, both are possession charges. The state has indicated a willingness to at least, as a starting point, remain here and see how Mr. Sloan does with treatment. So I'm going to ask that we set this out an appropriate period of time. Do you know about how often he'll be
Receiving
in?
services.
Yeah.
I don't know his treatment plan right off the top of my head. I only looked at his assessment this morning, but I assume that, you know, he'll be in a couple times a week, probably screened 2.
Okay, so I would ask then to go maybe about 2 or 3 weeks, that time frame to get so that when we come back in, we'll have a sort of a baseline of how he's doing.
Well, I think it would be nice if he did a screen here today.
That'd be fine, Your Honor.
Let's have Mr. Swan do a screen here that's observed.
Thank you. You need to go do a drug screen. Okay.
State of Ohio versus Jason R. McClure, case number CRV 181342.
Jason, what's your name? Talk to Jason McClure, come into court. Yes, bond up. Thank you. So let's bond forfeiture for him. January 31st. Okay, I've notified Mr. Sowers of the bond forfeiture date, January 31st.
State of Ohio recalls Jordan T. Henson, case number CRA 24696, A and B.
Okay, it's a good screen. All right, well, we'll continue on then with his treatment at ODP as set up.
You know, I just had one question. I was wondering if it would be possible if you could sign off on release of my property. Like, I know I can't get the pistol back until my case is closed if I'm not guilty, but my cell phone was confiscated as evidence, and it was last turned on 2 months ago in Columbus. So I was just wondering where they were at on that. I assumed they obtained a search warrant considering it was turned on.
It was my understanding they got a warrant, because I did inquire with the state before about return of the phone.
2 months is long enough, I feel like, to get whatever evidence they needed off there. There wasn't nothing on there really, except for conversations with friends and family. That's why I wouldn't consent to let them look through it.
State's position.
I will contact our investigator with the sheriff's office and ask the status of the phone.
I'll do that today.
Yeah, we'll do that right now.
Okay. Just hang around, we'll recall it, let the prosecutor inquire, and then we'll come back and see what they had to say about it.
All right.
All right, just hang it up.
State of Ohio versus Michaela Wells, case number CRB 24657, A and B.
Set for sentencing, Mr. Smith is the attorney.
I approach, Your Honor.
And Mr. James will get it. Thanks. Okay, looks like things are working,
Yes.
making progress.
What happened there? She's still in, Children's Services is still involved too. I think they had court yesterday, so.
You have another court date for them?
It's March 13th.
March 13th is the next,
Okay.
that's
Well,
pretty far
I
out.
can come back before
Yeah.
then.
Explains the treatment.
February 14th?
That's fine, all right.
And so this will be as a sentence, February 14th is a sentence, 10 o'clock.
State of Ohio versus Derek A. Chapman, case number TRC 241275, A and B.
Mr. Stratton's case, set for sentencing.
There we go. That's what I have written down, I just doubted myself. He's gonna check. Yeah. I mentioned he's still involved, Your Honor, so, I mean, it's a step back, but it's,
Well, I want him to do a screen here today, so
Yes.
let's see what he said. They say he had positive results, but they don't tell me what he's positive for. I mean, I
It
need more
was-
information.
It was methamphetamines.
Okay, I want a unit screen here.
here.
State of Ohio versus Donald Knight, case number TRC 24750.
Mr. Steyer's case.
Yes, Your Honor. You may recall, this matter has been pending for some time. It was Mr. Thompson's case till his illness took him out of commission, and then I was appointed to sort of stand in and shepherd it the rest of the way through. Before I came on the case, I believe Mr. Knight had already entered a plea of guilty, but there was a question about whether he might want to withdraw that. I was going to take a look at the discovery, see if I thought there was a basis for a withdrawal or an issue to fight on this. I've taken a look at it, Your Honor, I don't believe there is. What we're left with then is a first offense OVI. There is a prior, but it's outside the look-back period, and there was not there was no refusal. There was a test here. I think the guilty plea was entered originally before the test came in, but the test has come in the meantime. I talked with the state. They believe, I think they agree with me that this is not an aggravated situation, so the sort of minimal treatment would be appropriate. He is in treatment. I don't know if he's in a treatment at the level as outpatient that the court would feel comfortable waiving the 3-day school or not. He also has been with Bethesda, and he's requesting that he be allowed to switch to OVP. He lives in Proctorville. He lives in Proctorville. He is his license has not been suspended because this was a chemical test case, and so he's going to get a license suspension at this point. And there was proof of insurance shown at the time. I'm going to ask for driving privileges, but I think that putting him somewhere closer to home might be a good idea, even with privileges, just because of the nature of that sort of thing. So that's kind of where we are. I don't know if the plea of guilty, I don't believe the plea of guilty was ever formally withdrawn. If it was, I'm going to enter a plea of guilty on his behalf at this time. If not, I'm going to ask that the court determine whether to go forward with sentencing.
My notes for today was there going to be a motion to withdraw plea, question mark, sentencing? He was not, as I understand it, doing the counseling that he was expected to do at Bethesda, so
He needed to go inpatient, and then he switched.
Okay.
Well, I don't know that he's actually switched anywhere. I just don't know that he's.
Well, I can go ahead and sentence him. He's not going to he'll have to go to the driver intervention program. He's not going to get credit for that. What's the state's position on it?
It is a first offense, Your Honor, and when the chemical test was for alcohol and drugs, the alcohol was like 0.023, so that was just minimal, but the drugs came back with meth and gabapentin, and so and also THC. So we have some concerns about his well-being. I suppose if he goes to the 3-day driving school, that they also do an evaluation for further treatment. So we just want to make sure that's taken care of. Otherwise, the OVI itself is not an aggravated thing. It's a first offense.
All right, Mr. Knight, anything you wish to say before I conclude the sentencing? No. Okay. And what were the results? Because I know there was urine. I assume the results were back. I don't have those in the file for
Well, Your Honor,
you said O2 on the alcohol. So
yes, and on the drugs, it was amphetamines, THC, metabolite, methamphetamine, and gabapentin.
Well, that's what's here.
Would the court like to pass a copy for the file?
Well, he did a screen on July 1st. It's pretty consistent with what that screen showed. Okay, I'll impose a $500 fine, order the cost be paid, 6-month license suspension that'll start today.
And Your Honor, again, he did show proof of insurance on the ticket, so I would ask for limited privileges for the 3-day school community service. Do you have a job, sir?
I'm going back to work.
And to seek employment.
Okay. I'm just going to see what happens.
You'll have to show current proof of insurance, and one of the things I want to do on these permits going forward, I want them, I don't know if we do exceed it, but they should run out at the time of the first review hearing. If we get people to get a permit, then they don't show up for the review hearing, and they still have a permit to drive, that their permit should expire, and they should be one of the reasons they have to come back if they want to extend it. So, 5 days of community service, 30 hours of community service, 2 years level 4 probation. I'm going to require he complete the driver intervention program, and I think with what we have, I think he needs to do at least outpatient treatment in addition to the driver intervention program. Because he's got several failed urine screens here at the court. And I'm going to say his review more, I'm going to do it in 3 months. So let's do it April the 4th will be his review. So his permit should expire on April 4th.
Is there a particular facility you want him to?
Now, I'll let him go pick wherever he wants to go for outpatient. But he's got to do that in addition
After
to
review hearing, and like you said, you gotta come back here to get your guys reinstated. I don't know.
I need to see Mr. Cooper about his
You can
probation.
do it for 6 months, because it's only a 6-month suspension. At the end of that, you've got to reinstate your license.
That was the only charge he had.
That was the only charge, yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You need to see Mr. Cooper and his free to go.
All right, so just go out and see Mr. Cooper.
State of Ohio recalls Adam C. Sloan, case number CRA 24-800 A&D.
Okay, his positive review from Northland, is that prescribed?
Yes, yes. Yeah, I have one of my bottles out in my truck.
Okay.
That's the same thing he tested. This is the exact same things he tested positive for yesterday when he screened with us.
All right. All right, we'll let him continue on with mended reeds and come back in approximately a month for next hearing.
Does Monday or Friday matter to you?
Friday maybe.
7.
I'm actually not available the 7th, but I am on the 14th.
I don't want to go that long.
Okay, I'm available the 31st of January.
Okay, we'll make it that, January 31st. Be the next hearing, preliminary hearing at 10 o'clock.
State of Ohio recalls Derek A. Chapman, case number TRC 24-1275 A&D.
Your Honor, he had a good screen. He has a prescription for the one thing he tested positive for.
Okay. Yep. All right, we'll let him continue on with the program that he's on with OVP.
Yes.
Maybe we just need to conclude it. Let's see where we are.
We can do that if you want.
Second offense, high test score.
You want to continue a little bit to see if he...
Yeah, if he's wanting to convince me that...
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at a minimum of 20 days in jail on this, on the face of it.
Well, Your Honor, we'd like to continue with OVP. He has, you know, it's a step back, but he has attended everything he's supposed to attend, so he's at least making a good faith effort. And then he tested clean today, so.
I'm going to make a note on that, that he was positive for methamphetamine when he
Yes,
tested.
in December.
So, I think that hits the reset button.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, the legislature tells me with your test score and your number of offenses, I have to put you in jail for 20 days, minimum. And you're coming in here wanting me to do something different. And then we have this. Why should I give you something that the law doesn't allow when you're not doing what you're supposed to do? You got some convincing to do. I want to be convinced by you that this isn't going to happen anymore, that you've changed your ways. I'm not at all convinced at this point. Not even close.
Yes, Your Honor. I understand. No more.
February 7th?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Kendall Gorby, case number CRB 24381.
Gorby's Bethesda.
Your Honor, he's recently completed the residential part of our program, transitioned to sober living where he'll remain until we gain stable employment and housing.
Okay, very good. And do you have a job, or you're looking for one?
I'm looking for one.
Looking for one, okay. Any leads?
Yeah, I have an interview at Dollar General today,
Okay, what time's that?
right after I leave here, like 1:30.
Okay, well, we'll get you out in time to make that happen. So he's gonna stay at sober living for a while, or?
Yeah, he's done an excellent job. If you remember, he was the one that said 6 months. Do you remember that in jail? That was him.
Yeah, I saw him at church too a couple
Yeah.
times. All right, February 3rd, we'll see you in a month. February 3rd, 10 o'clock.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Donald J. Wilson Jr., case number TRC 072723 A, B, and C. Donald Wilson.
Okay, this is set for, I have it on the sentencing docket because we've got a bond up now. So and working on bonds and costs, right?
Yes, sir.
Payment today.
Yeah, I made payment yesterday online, and I made
Credited today.
a payment the day after court last time I saw you, so.
All right. February 3rd will be your next hearing.
Is there any chance I can make that on Friday instead of Monday?
February 7th.
Okay, thank you, sir.
February 7th.
State of Ohio versus Kelly R. Mintz, case number CRB 2366 A, B, and C, CRB 18326.
Okay, it looks to me like this is on a failure to appear for review hearing back in May. Is that right?
Yeah, somewhere, it was from back in the summer, yes.
Old theft offense, well, they're both theft offenses, 2 theft offenses. Did you get arrested or just decide to come in on your own, or what happened?
I knew that I had missed court. My car was actually stolen, and I just got a new car, and I've been saving for a while to get a new car, and I just got that, and I wanted to start
doing community service, so I just wanted to take care of the warrant so I could do community service throughout the week when I get a chance.
Okay, the two case numbers are 18-326, 20-366. Since you came in on your own, I'll withdraw the warrants that have been issued. I'll give you a new review hearing date.
Okay.
And then you've got quite a bit of community service you still up. 60 hours on one case, 18 hours on the other, so you got a total of 78 hours of community service to do. Set your next hearing for February 3rd.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I think those are worked out.
Okay.
Yep.
We can call those then. And then, have you got anything on Henson? We were gonna call it after you.
I contacted the investigator, and he was gonna check.
Okay, you
We
don't
don't know anything yet.
All right.
State of Ohio versus Belinda Rice, case number CRB 24795. State of Ohio versus Eric Cole, case number CRB 24794.
All right, Mr. Smith is representing Ms. Rice, Mr. Warford is representing Mr. Carl. These are both set for trial today.
Judge, we were here previously and we thought we had a resolution of a 90-day agreement with continue for 90 days, dismissed upon payment of one court cost. Somehow it fell off the rails. It got set for trial, but I think Mr. Morford's client's back on board with that.
Yesterday, he agreed to a 90-day continuance, Your Honor.
Stay still agreeable.
Yes, Your Honor.
He's got something he wants to say.
Who pays the 150 here?
You tell me. Is there an agreement on it, or?
I haven't really talked to anybody. I've been just told pretty much I need to take this deal. I haven't got to talk to my attorney, nothing.
Okay, go talk to your lawyer. We'll recall it after you get to talk to your lawyer.
State of Ohio versus Hunter Tooley, case number CRB 24329, CRA 24328, CRB 24385A and B.
This is also Mr. Morford's case.
Just doing this, he's doing as usual, not showing up for group, not doing what he's supposed to
Mr. Tooley's been at the counseling center on multiple cases. And it's my understanding that there's been some problems with non-compliance.
Yeah, that's correct, Your Honor. He has attended hardly any groups. 1 out of 10 last week.
How many out of 10?
1.
1 out of 10.
Yeah.
Where does he go when he's not in a group?
Probably the hotel, our facility, that's what we call it, the hotel.
Okay. So, is this kind of like college then? I mean,
Yeah,
it's not like primary school where the teachers will actually make you go to class?
Yes.
Even if you're not paying attention, they make you go to class. For college, they don't give a crap whether you go to class or not. You got to show up on your own. Is that the way it is?
That's kind of the situation he's in, Your Honor. It's not that they don't care, but he's in a lower level of care where it's up to him to make it to his appointments.
I did my schedule change and everything. I want to go.
You make 10% of your
Or maybe he needs to go to a higher level,
If he comes back with us and the services, that's probably going to be the course of action, Your Honor.
So what does that mean? Somebody will be telling you you have to go to class now?
Yep.
He's not gonna be able to report on his own?
That's correct.
Okay. We'll try that for a couple of weeks and see how it goes. I'm gonna set you a hearing. Let's see, now he's on for the 17th. Which is perfect, so he's already on. We'll just keep it for the 17th.
Okay.
I'll get a report. But here's the thing. Unlike college, if you miss class enough, I'm gonna send you to jail. And, you know, if you miss class in college, nothing happens except you flunk out. You know, there's a lot of, I'll use Danny Musgrave, he's not around anymore, so he was a really good student at Fairland. But he gets tomorrow, we were both at Marshall, and I was seeing him, and I was like, Danny, what's going on? Oh, I'm not gonna go to class, I'm gonna go over to the student union and shoot some pool. He winds up flunking out. He was a good student in high school, but he flunked out of college because he could not make himself do the things he needed to do. He didn't have the self-discipline to even get to class when he needed to. If he would have got to class, he would have probably made A's and B's. He's a smart guy. But the pool table was calling his name, and he couldn't stay away from the pool table. I mean, it's crazy, but that's what happened. I think he eventually went back and got a degree, but he flunked out first. So, don't be Danny Musgrave. Because when you flunk out, Danny just went, I think he got some kind of job that wasn't very good, and then he decided, you know, maybe I really need to go back to college and take it serious. You're going to go to jail. You're going to go to jail if you mess up. You understand? Okay, 17th, come back with a better report that you're doing what you're supposed to.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, the only cases we have left are Mr. Henson and the trial.
We're good. I took the liberty to talk to Mr. Morford's client. I think the case we dismissed without cause. So,
well, let's look. He's complaining he didn't get to talk to his lawyers, so let's go do that.
You go
I'll
give
take
him
a
a good
break and talk to my volunteers, which you all love for me to do, and then we'll come back in an hour or two and finish up work. Works and recess.
not that I haven't talked to clients without you there.